What's up, people? This is Objective Culture. My name is Dre.
Luda.
Ray.
And this is another episode. Today we wanted to talk about, there's a meme on like Twitter and IG and everything of the dude sitting in a chair without a sword pointing at him. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, and people always ask, what's an opinion about Blake that will have you like this? Blake, not blank. What's an opinion about Blake that will have you like this? And I want to try to pose one of them questions today. Like, what's an opinion about adulthood that you will defend to the death? So, we'll see what happened after that. We'll see how long this conversation go, but that's where we're going to start. Anybody want to volunteer to start, or do y'all want me to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
All right.
Be my guest.
Vetoed in my own house. I got one. It just hit me.
Okay,
So, my opinion about adulthood that I would defend is stop kicking y'all kids out at 18.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Let them kids figure out what they want to do with their life before you just send them to the wolves. When you're 18, you getting out my house, or when you're 18, you paying bills, and 18, you doing this and doing that. It's like they don't even understand what being an adult is yet.
Yeah.
And you making them make adult choices prematurely, and then that's when a lot of resentment comes in, where they leave the house and never come back, or leave the state and never come back to visit but once a year maybe. I just feel like that builds up a lot of negative feelings within the child, the 18-year-old, that you probably can not fix immediately. Like, it might take time to even heal that, putting your kid under that type of stress, fresh out of high school, trying to get them to make a decision that quick on what they want to do with their life.
And not only that, like the financial burden, like that's not fair to a 18-year-old to say you have to be pretty much doing what I'm doing as a 30, 40, whatever year old.
You have to be responsible living in my house for free, like for free. I'm still your kid.
Yeah. What'd you think about that, Ray?
Well, on the flip side of that, most of these kids, they ready to go at 18 because they don't want to abide by the rules in the house.
Okay, that's something
So
different.
more than not, the parents is not kicking these kids out. These kids don't want to abide by the rules, so they're leaving.
Yeah, but I'm saying, though, for the parent, me coming up, I heard that every house on my street, every parent was saying that. When you turn 18, you gone. When you turn 18, you getting a job. When you turn 18, you helping out with bills.
Yeah.
Like, that's been a thing from me being a kid. And, I think that has been something that's been passed down generation to generation. And only strong family structures, to where it's really the well-off, provide the environment to where they're not putting that kind of pressure on their kids at 18 to figure out life. I get what you're saying about now, but in some households that's still a thing, where the parent says at 18 you're doing this. So I don't care about what you want to do with your life. You're going to be working, or you're going to be doing something to help me in this house. Yeah,
and we saying at least give the child that choice to say, I want to get out when I'm 18 or 19 versus, you know what I mean?
No, I get that part, but I'm just saying, like, most of the time it's the kids. Now, a parent saying you either going to work or go to school, that's you giving them a choice, which is the right thing to do. You can't just let them.
Well, no, we're not saying you don't have to work or go to school. Just you're responsible for helping me pay the bills. Like, what you make is now accounted for in this household, continuing to be able to run and putting that type of pressure, you know what I mean, on a 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid, especially if because all kids is different. So maybe some kids might be ready for that type of responsibility at 18, 19.
Yeah.
But I think most of them don't be ready. They just don't want to abide by the rules. So they be ready to get out their parents' house.
That's a different conversation, though, them wanting to leave versus
the parents telling them
they have to leave, or they have to, you know what I mean, provide for the household.
Because speaking from experience, I was on that side. Like, school didn't work out, so it wasn't a time period that I had to just chill and try to figure out what I was doing. I was told, hey, well, you ain't doing that, you gonna be working because this gas bill need to be paid, this light bill need to be paid, the cable need to be paid.
As an 18-year-old, I feel, well, like if you're not going to school, you should definitely be working. There should be no period where you just sitting around doing nothing as a man.
Well, the working
just
thing,
in my opinion.
Yeah, the working thing, yeah, I agree with that. But to say this household is dependent on you working.
Having the conversation saying, okay, do one or the other because you're going to need money in your pocket at all times. That's separate from saying, I need you to make money to pay my bills.
If you're not going to school and you're grown and you're going to stay home, I absolutely think you should help with the bills in the house.
I don't know what I want to do with my life yet. I just graduated high school. I'm fresh out of high school. I done had a summer. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what direction I want to go in.
So you don't think you should work and help?
I'm not saying being required to help is different from me volunteering to help.
Why do you think you shouldn't be required to help now that you're grown?
This ain't my house.
But
These
you're living
ain't my
there
bills.
and you're grown now and can afford to help. Why wouldn't you want to?
The conversation you having is the reason why I have this take. Because you're coming under the mindset of, yo, this is just what you should be doing because you're grown now.
It is.
I'm still your kid, regardless if you don't have any financial anything to me. If I'm on your insurance till I'm 26 years old. So if I can be on your insurance till I'm 26 years old, why can't I be under your roof and not have to worry about anything until I have everything that I want to do with my life figured out?
And he's not saying just sitting around being a bum.
I'm not saying doing nothing in this time.
For me, I'm saying, like, say you and the family and it's tight. You only living with your mom. She's covering all these bills. It's you and a couple kids. Now when you get grown, you don't want to go to school. So you're going to work, but you're going to stay in the house. Why shouldn't you pay bills and stuff like that's getting you ready to be out on your own in the real world? Because you're going to have to do that anyway.
I think we still having different conversations. Saying you wanting to help pay bills and all this and that versus me saying you have to. This household cannot run unless you pay bills. So if you cannot afford to pay my bills.
I don't think that's ever the conversation. It's you should help.
Okay,
pay
that's why.
these bills.
Okay, that's why Ray isn't going. Okay, that's why. All right, that makes sense that you think that way, and that's why the conversation going away go. Okay, that it makes sense now. Cause yeah, I agree with Luda. That is a thing. That's 100% a thing.
It's really a thing.
It's a lot of parents where it's like you either gonna help pay bills or get out.
I'm saying I don't see the problem with that. Saying you're going to help pay bills or work out or get out.
So then I get out. Then what? Where do I go?
You made that choice. You got to figure it out.
I made the choice. You gave me an ultimatum that was unrealistic.
How is that unrealistic if you a grown man? You just going to sit around and do nothing?
At 18, I'm a grown man.
You are.
At 18, I'm a grown man.
You are.
What part of life has been fit? What did you have discovered and figured out and understood at 18 that you know now? I'm sorry. What about life did you all have figured out at 18 years old?
Nothing. That's why I stayed at home.
Without the pressure of being kicked out?
I was barely home. I was good.
Did you have pressure on being kicked out of the house?
I think I was kicked out of the house. I'm pretty sure
Did you remove yourself from the house or were you kicked out?
Stupid. Yeah, Ray was getting kind of kicked out for being stupid. And I'm pretty sure you got kicked back in a couple times after you got kicked out.
No, that was you. I ain't never get kicked back in.
Okay, yeah.
I just knew after a certain amount of time I could come back if I wanted to.
Okay, so
which means you're not kicked out if you can come back.
We just gonna put a button on this one. Maybe we could come back to this one, but Luda, I agree. That is a good point.
Yeah.
No, it is. I was just talking about the flip side of it because I know in most situations I've like seen or been a part of, it be the kids wanting to get from under their parents' roof and do what they want.
That side I understand, because it's sometimes the home environment is that to a certain level where they just like, yo, or they just don't want to obey the rules, whichever the side is.
Yeah.
So whichever side of the coin it is, it's just like, yo, all right, when I can, I'm out of here. But then I know of a bunch of people who were told,
you're gonna pay my bills or get out.
And you paying my bills, and if you're not gonna do that, then bye.
Yeah.
Because ain't no grown such and such gonna live in my house and not be. And it's like, yo, I am 18. I graduated high school 3 months ago. If I wasn't grown 3 months ago, I'm not grown now.
I don't know. I just see it different. I think you should be doing that. If you're gonna stay there and not go to school, you should be working and helping pay bills where you live at to get you ready for when you get out and be doing that on your own anyway.
I just think it should be the 18-year-old's choice to. That's all.
Okay.
Both. And then no, go ahead. Like in other countries and stuff, like these boys be like raised to be men way younger than like
in other countries.
And in other households, kids aren't forced to leave their house and get jobs.
Yeah, don't start talking about stuff
like, come on, dude.
Countries.
Like, we're not
just saying, like,
in other states you can marry little kids, so let's not start talking about.
In other states you can marry your cousin.
Yeah,
like,
in other states and
come on, dude.
But yeah,
I'm just saying, at 18 you grown enough to.
All right, you said it 7 times already. We get it. Okay, enough of that one. All right. Ray is pro get out, and Luda's against get out.
I'm not pro get out. I'm pro. At 18, if you're not going to school, the first thing you should be doing is trying to get a job.
Cool. Okay.
And start practicing responsibility.
All right. Okay, good. Now that we got that out the way, what's your opinion about adulthood that you going to defend to the death?
I think every adult should, at some point, start an emergency fund.
I think you should shut up and mind your business. Sorry. That was a little. All right, never mind. Go ahead.
I agree.
No, I just think, like, as adults, we're not taught to have emergency funds before we start, like, spending money and making, like, big purchases and stuff, and, like, just buying stuff that we don't really need. Because then in the event of emergency, we be looking to borrow money or, like, don't know what we going to do or what's going to happen. I just think everybody should at least have some type of cash stashed away, or maybe a credit card, or a combination of both. Like, I have a combination of both.
Okay, so while you paying your parents' bills at 18, you should also be putting away money to save. Yeah. And I'm just playing.
No, you should.
No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I kind of agree with that. I feel like even now more so with this new social media age, we taught that you have to flex to be something or somebody.
Yeah.
You're not enjoying life. You're not doing anything if you're not taking vacations, if you're not buying designer, if you're not having the things that you want, you're not enjoying life. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Luke?
No, that's, yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I agree.
And I'm a product of it. When I was younger.
Who what?
A product of it.
That's
when I was younger.
I'm a project of it.
That's not what you said.
I happen to have, I was kind of okay money-wise, and I never saved anything. I just spent like it was never going anywhere.
Yeah.
Ran into hard times and
Taught you a lesson?
Taught me a lesson. Like, my engine blew on my car a couple times, and I just had to not have a car for a while.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go over 62 miles per hour, guys.
That's crazy. But yeah, no, I get that. I agree with that.
I know some people think, they say, like, I don't make enough to save anything and stuff like that. But you do. Everybody do, because we spend money on a lot of stuff that we don't have to spend money on.
I'm not giving up my DoorDash just to save some money. So
right, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people not
going to go to hell.
Do that.
You go to hell if you thought I was giving up my DoorDash.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you might be joking, but a lot of people is like that. They like it certain stuff that I'm just not going to give up.
Food. If I'm hungry, I'm ordering food. Like, I just made that decision an hour and a half ago. I'm be transparent. It was me he's talking about, and he don't even know it.
No, I did know it. I did know it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It never get drilled into our head that there's going to be a time that you might need some money saved up.
Yeah.
What is drilled into our head is, like I said, you're not living unless you have the stuff that you want. So that's a good point there.
It's all right.
My opinion about adulthood, it's something very simple that I think gets overlooked a lot. The stuff that we learn as babies and toddlers, if we just apply those same things as adults, it will make our lives a lot easier.
Talk about it. Like
And what I mean by that is, as a baby, you're taught, how to talk and how to communicate. As adults, one of the biggest problems we have,
Communication.
we don't know how to communicate.
That's
We
a
do
fact.
not know how to communicate.
That's a
people
fact.
with people. You taught to start being more independent as a baby. You taught to start getting your own clothes and get your brush your teeth by yourself. Your parents teach you to be more independent. Once we get older, we kind of forget that being independent is kind of important.
Right.
We start relying on people and making excuses for everything. And that's, like I said, that's another thing that I feel like if we just remember as stuff that we learn as babies and toddlers, it'll help us in our adult life. Do y'all got any other things that y'all think go along with that? Like something that we learned as a baby or a toddler that if we just applied it as an adult?
Yeah, like as a whole, I think the older we get, the more complicated we just make things.
Yeah.
Like simplicity is always like the basis of everything, but as we get older, we just complicate everything.
That's true.
I can agree with that 100%.
I agree.
So yeah, I mean, learning to control your temper, that's another one.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
just learn it. We
Yeah.
get taught that as babies and toddlers, and then as adults, we end up in jail or in these bad situations because we just forgot how to control our temper. Washing your butt.
That's a huge one.
That's a huge one for some grown-ups.
The amount of grown-ups I smell every day is
That be
ridiculous.
stink, and it's like, yo,
Hygiene.
Your parents didn't teach you wash your butt, man.
Some of the parents
people
didn't
don't.
wash their butt.
That's crazy. Yo. But it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, hygiene crazy. Like the grown people I smell every day is ridiculous, and I just don't understand it. And you know what? I'm just stopping. I was about to go on a little rant.
Yeah. Don't go on another rant or another tangent. Once you're 18, start washing up, pay bills,
And
Save money.
save
You
money.
gotta do it all.
I think one is being kind.
Yes.
Just being kind.
That was the whole thing that got me to think about it. So
It's-
thank you for
right.
bringing that
Treat
up.
others how you wanna be
yeah,
treated.
like it. You say hello or have a nice day to somebody, they screw facing you. It's just like
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
I was at Burger King the other day. The lady handed me my food. I say thank you. She closed the door on me. I'm like, yo.
Yep.
What? I didn't tell you to work here. I'm sorry you had a bad day, but you have a good day. But I couldn't get a chance to say it to her because she slammed the window on my face.
Another simple thing: treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is
And-
lost.
Yeah, and that was the thing that made me even think about that. So thanks for
Like,
saying that.
people just aren't kind to each other no more. It's always a tear down. It's always a screw face from across the room. When nothing it's always just something weird where people just don't know how to just enjoy being around other people no more.
And you know what? Just in regular day-to-day life, just hearing somebody say, "Hey, good morning. How you doing today?" If I'm having a bad day, like that picked me up a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. And
Yeah.
I treat everybody like that.
Yeah.
Even people that I notice is kind of being negative towards me. I'm still, please, thank you. How you doing?
Yeah.
Goodbye. I appreciate it. All that. And
Yeah.
just
My
for
only
that
thing
simple
is,
fact.
you got one time for me to say good morning, how you doing, and you walk past me for me to ever speak to you again. You ignore me once, you're done.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's over.
How you go from be kind to straight vengeance, Luda?
I mean,
It's not
it is
vengeance.
what it is.
I'm not being mean to you now. It's just I see how you.
Yeah, I'm just.
If
Not
I'm
keep
gonna go out my
extending.
way to, if you walk past me, I say good morning, how you doing, and you keep walking, you don't even look at me to acknowledge that I just spoke to you. Okay, you don't want to talk to me, so I'm gonna just make sure when I see you, I just speak to whoever's around you and not you.
All right, I get that.
It's case by case.
I get that. Anything else anybody want to add to these? What opinions about adulthood would you defend to the death?
The one I came up with, I thought of as soon as we started recording, so that was all I had.
All right.
Oh, I'm prepared.
I made it work.
Oh, learn how to cook. Learn how to cook. That's another one. Learn how to cook. It'll save you time. It'll save you money. It'll save you hassle. It'll save you arguments. It'll learn how to cook. All right.
Parents ain't cooking with their kids no more though.
YouTube can teach you anything. Learn how to cook. Just learn. Just know how to cook.
I'm saying. Oh, you just saying? I thought you was going back to what you were saying about what we learned as kids.
No,
I'm
not
sorry.
as kids.
No,
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
in
Just
general.
now. Just now.
Yeah, we doing a new.
I completely
My
agree
bad.
with that because
Yeah, I agree.
I was so used to having people like cook for me and eating out. Once I like start being in the house by myself and didn't want to order food or something, I was stuck.
Yep.
I would have to go and like get hot dogs and stuff so I could eat.
Eat 7-Eleven chicken fingers.
Yo, I ate Hot Pockets probably for like a year
That's
because I couldn't cook
crazy.
at home. And cereal.
Hot Pockets and
Once I
cereal
started
is
living by
insane.
myself, it was crazy.
Yep. Learn how to cook. That's another big one.
I
Nobody
agree.
thinks about it. Nobody care about it.
That's a fact.
Learn how to cook.
I think that's super overlooked
Yeah.
because we have so much accessible.
Yeah.
We got DoorDash, Instacart, Grubhub. You know
Every
what I'm saying?
corner
You
store or
got
gas station has food.
catering businesses can deliver food to your door. Like they got meal prep services. Like you can get whatever you want just delivered to you now. So it's a lost art in a lot
All
of
the
cases.
food places have an app too, where you can spend $3 and get all the food you could ever want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But with this recession going on right now and not being able to order out every day like I used to,
Yeah.
chicken, rice is like my go-to every day. I try and season chicken a different type of way.
Yep.
And eat chicken and rice and like fruit.
Yep.
And I can't get crazy with it because I can't cook. So I got to try and jazz up chicken every day.
So yeah, learn how
That's
to cook.
funny. Nah, I agree with
Anybody got anything else, or are we gonna wrap it up for today?
We can wrap it up. I ain't got nothing else unless he got something else.
Nope. He wasn't prepared to begin with, so no, he ain't got nothing.
Right. I'm just going off what they saying at this point. No, I'm just playing. Now,
right.
the one joint, I do got
Okay,
one,
go
though.
ahead, go ahead, I'm
I
listening.
do got one. I don't know if this is a adult thing, though. I think as a society, it's just a failure.
Just throw it out there.
But learn about credit
yes,
early.
yes.
I didn't learn about credit until I was 27 years old.
And I feel like it was a trickle down effect because I had to learn about credit, and I feel like I kind of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And then you took it as your responsibility to tell the next person about credit. And
It's like in high school, we got 4 years of high school. At no point in any of them classes did they say, yo, we're going to learn how to build credit, establish credit, and sustain a high credit score.
or tell
And which
y'all
is
what it
crazy.
is.
We took economics and learned nothing about like
Nothing.
personal economics.
Nope. First time I heard anything about a credit card, I went to college for 6 weeks, and we had a little meeting, and a dude came in and was like, you guys are going to start getting 1 million credit card offers. Say no to all of them. Credit is bad. And that was the first time I ever heard about credit or credit cards. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me stay away from that.
Yeah, credit's bad.
Credit's bad. It'll ruin your life. It's this, it's that. And it's like really the whole opposite, because you can't do anything without established credit at all.
I had something similar to that. One of my good friends, shout out Mike Galley. One of my good friends had told me the same thing. Stay away from credit cards, dude. I got into the credit card thing. It seemed sweet at first, 0% interest and all that. And it's real easy to start running it up. Not so easy to get it back down. So it was the same thing. I was petrified of credit just because of him telling me, hey, this was my experience with it, and
Yeah.
it was probably the same thing with him. He didn't have any education or knowledge about it. He ran into it and was like, ooh, what is this free money?
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what I mean? So I got a similar story to that.
True. Right. No, I agree. Like credit is, as an adult, credit is like right up there with savings and everything else. Like if you want to get a car, house, anything, and get any type of decent rates, car insurance, like everything literally looks at your credit, and we taught nothing about it. Well, at least I know when we were in school.
Right.
I don't know if now
even
they do.
apartments too. Like everybody
Yeah,
look at credit history,
check
and
credit
it's just
scores.
like, well, if I don't have it, then what? Sorry, we
Right,
can't
right,
accept
right.
you.
Doctors,
Huh?
dentists, everybody wants to know how your credit is. So
Weird.
Yeah.
But
So,
we ain't
yeah.
taught it at all until I was 27. He was 20 something.
I was probably about 5-6 years ago I started.
Yeah, so 30.
Yeah, something like
Plus.
that. 30 plus.
So
So all in all, we have this course that I'm just playing.
Let's tell this course.
That's gonna be another topic for another day. We're gonna get to that too.
yeah,
But yeah, all right. Well, I guess that wraps up another episode, fellas.
that's it.
That's
Subjective
it. We out.
culture, and we out.